Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Better Than a Pill. I'm Carrie Van, and I'm so grateful and excited to be here again to share with you today. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the importance of maintaining our strength in the form of what I call center based strength. Keeping our body strong with center based strength, as we talked briefly about in the past, is an important pillar of pain free movement. And what it basically means is taking your foundation of stabilization and applying it to working on your whole body, all of its muscles, with an emphasis on the center, utilizing your breath and your scoop, which is how we activate the center properly. So, your center and your whole body awareness are involved in every aspect of your strength work. And this sets the mind and body up to succeed and allows for the center to be the main source of power, which it really should be. And this helps tremendously while we're strengthening the rest of our body. So, if we talk about the center based strength and what we're doing is strength work, let's talk a little bit about that. Strength work can be called strength training or resistance training. And what we're doing here is contracting our muscles against an outside resistance, which helps our muscles get stronger. That form of resistance could be, but not limited to, resistance tubes or hand weights or ankle weights or TheraBands, which are a lot of the things that I generally like to use. Now, yes, I have studied this stuff. I have done my homework. I have the degrees in exercise physiology. I've hands-on work many years, and I've actually even done research on the topic of resistance training in older men and postmenopausal women. So it's going to just take a second and talk about some of the benefits from doing this work. And as I've mentioned a couple of times already, yes, doing the center-based strength work can help with pain management and prevention of injury. But also doing the strength work is good for our bone density, which is important for our bone health and the prevention of osteoporosis. And that's actually what I studied when I was studying the effects of resistance training on older men and postmenopausal women is the bone density. And yes, we can increase it and maintain it with strength work. And on a side note, as I was doing this research study, I actually was doing DEXA scans, which is how we detect for bone loss and bone density. And I found out that I had what's called osteopenia, which is low bone density. And I was only in my 20s. And so knowing that, I'm definitely very proactive about doing the strength work because it's very important. And I know a lot of us that may be walking around and not even know that we have low bone density. That could eventually, if we're not proactive, turn into osteoporosis. So, yes, it is important. Now, strength work, in addition to bone health, it's also important for our metabolism. And it can increase our metabolism by increasing what's known as our resting metabolic rate. And this is essentially how our body uses fuel and burns calories at rest. So it helps with weight loss and weight management, and primarily because of its profound effects on our metabolism. Now, yes, all of these things can be achieved with center based strength. And I do think it's important just to share a few more things. And what I've found is what's really important when working with strength work and center based strength is that it's important that we are aware that each individual is different and that we don't necessarily want to always overtax our systems. So the way I teach it, we're not overtaxing our systems. But what I mean by that is that if somebody has some form of inflammation, let's say it's arthritis, or maybe it's an autoimmune disease, which I personally can relate to. And I know a lot of people that I work with can too as well, is that if we go past a certain threshold in our strength work, that can have negative effect on our body and defeat what we're actually trying to achieve. So I just wanted to share that yes, we can still strengthen our bodies, but we can do it in a safe and effective manner, and primarily using all the tools that I mentioned before. Okay. So just to recap, we talked about center based strength today, how it's a form of resistance training for our bodies, as well as its many benefits. And those include injury prevention, pain management, a better metabolism, the importance for improving our bone health, as well as weight loss and weight management. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode and that you found it helpful. Remember, we do new episodes every Wednesday, And I look forward to having you join me back then.